WrestleMania! A wrestling phenomenon that happens once a year. Not only the biggest show for the WWE, but for wrestling in general. Hello, my name is Charles, aka Brony459 from my channel, and here I am doing a co-op with my good buddy
Ryan, who is just Ryan Jarego on YouTube, because screwed Google Plus.
and a little bit of what's the word I'm looking for? A promote, I guess. We are also doing a top 15 WWE theme songs that's going to be on Ryan's channel. So if you see this, and this is coming out first because I'm still working on that because I'm getting lazy as shit on that video, but I'm gonna get it done. And once that video is uploaded, you can go to Ryan's channel. But I'll still make an announcement video shortly after it's uploaded. But as of now, that's not important right now, because right now we are going to predict the card for this upcoming WrestleMania.
Well, not predict the card. The card is out already, but
we meant as in predict on how the matches basically. So this build up for WrestleMania has been definitely interesting, to say the least.
For sure, yes.
But I think before we get to the card, I think we should talk about a certain thing that that John Cena has been talking about on Raw ever since I think after the Royal Rumble.
The Royal Rumble.
Yeah, pretty much. A possible match between him and The Undertaker. I myself personally thought this was going to go on until the last Raw after WrestleMania, which basically just passed, and The Undertaker's going to come out and accept this challenge, but that still has not happened yet. So, Ryan, what's your personal opinion? Is The Undertaker actually going to come out and face John Cena at this year's WrestleMania?
I'm glad you asked that, Charles, because in class, instead of paying attention today on the computers, I was Googling WrestleMania shit. And what I came across was, will The Undertaker face John Cena at WrestleMania? Or are they going to wait until 35 as the giant last hurrah, if you will, of The Undertaker being his last match?
And we all thought that was Roman Reigns.
But what I read about was The Undertaker has actually been training for WrestleMania 34, and he is going to confront Cena at WrestleMania for the match. So the build-up is going to be ending at WrestleMania, where the match will happen. That is what I read. So I hope that happens.
So what you're saying is that this might build up until like the very last moment of this Mania, and that will probably be the main event, is what you're saying.
The main event right now would be, in my opinion, would be either the mixed tag team match of Angle and Ronda Rousey versus the Authority, or the huge SmackDown match, which is going to be the one I'm looking forward to the most, being Bryan and McMahon versus Owens and Zayn.
Ah, I see.
Which one is the main event in your opinion out of those two right now?
I do think the main event is going to be Brock versus Roman, because that's actually been kind of building ever since last year's Mania. But the main event, okay, everyone knows that the main event should be AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
No, I think the main event should be the Honor the Giant Memorial Battle Royale.
Really? Well, that's I was about to say that sucks because that's on the pre-show. But okay, now that we got off topic, from what I have been hearing about The Undertaker possibly not showing up, I would think it would be just disappointing that he won't, because with all this build-up and all for nothing, and The Undertaker's just not going to show up and facing it would just be disappointing build-up, and it would be a missed opportunity because Kid Rock is going to be introduced into the WWE Hall of Fame, and he was the guy that made The Undertaker's American Badass theme song, which is what people think Undertaker's actually going to come out as the American Badass on his motorcycle, which I could see happening. I guess that would be a nice little nostalgia trip from when he was that gimmick, which was a great gimmick for him, in my opinion. But will The Undertaker show up? Honestly, I really hope he does.
If you think about it, if he wasn't going to show up, why would there be all this build-up for it?
Yeah.
You gotta think something will happen, or else they would just make it like a one announcement thing, but Cena's been calling him out every week since pretty much the Royal Rumble. Kane came out and said, "What the fuck are you doing?" pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
I really do think that The Undertaker will face John Cena at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
They're building up way too much hype for it. It's going to happen, or else I think the WWE will lose a whole lot of fans and viewers because of all that hype. Then it's like, surprise, he's not showing up. It's kind of a dick move.
Oh my gosh, it will be.
But enough about that. But for our prediction, we're doing everything except the pre-show.
Yeah.
Because the pre-show is the Memorial Battle Royale and the Women's Battle Royale with a to be determined amount of people for each event. But I mean, as of right now, from what's been announced, I mean, we could make a somewhat of a prediction of what's going to happen. But like, there's too many people that are in it right now, and we're all going to have our personal favorites that are going to win who we want to win.
Yeah, that's true.
So as of that, we're not going to talk about that.
Alright.
As for the Cruiserweight Champion, do we really care? I mean, we all know Enzo was the best, but certain things happen with allegations, and yeah.
Yeah, but personally, I think Cedric's gonna win. That's just my opinion. I'll just get that out of the way. No explanation.
Yeah,
Cedric,
I'll agree.
Yeah. Okay, so let's now get to the card itself. Should we talk about the women's matches first? Both of them.
Let's just do it in the order on the trusty source of Wikipedia.
Alright.
Which I happen to have right in front of me right now.
Alright, yeah, I'll make it much easier. You just want to hear us talk about the matches anyways, regardless of the order. So,
the first matchup is a singles match for the WWE Universal Championship.
Between the current champion, Brock Lesnar, versus Roman Reigns, who got the opportunity to face Brock Lesnar for this belt ever since he won the Elimination Chamber.
Oh yeah, Reigns won the Elimination Chamber. I forgot that pay-per-view even existed.
So
I mean, didn't that one person, I think it was Bray Wyatt, that eliminated everybody, and then Roman just said, "Fuck you, I win."
Braun Strowman, yeah.
I thought it was Wyatt.
No, it's Braun, yeah.
Close enough. Both guys.
So,
anyways, Charles, what do you think of this matchup?
Now, there are some people who are pretty mixed with this match because, I mean, they kind of want to see Brock, the part-timer, finally get rid of the belt, and then we have the Roman Reigns bandwagon haters who basically hate Roman Reigns no matter what he does. But for this match itself, honestly, I actually really don't mind this one. Because I just cannot, for the life of me, stand Brock Lesnar, just like everybody else. And I think what Roman Reigns' points in his promos have been when he's talking about Brock Lesnar being a part-time bitch, hiding behind his contract, that's something about Roman I can get behind. Because regardless of how much you hate him, he's speaking the truth. So, yeah. I'm not saying that I'm a Roman Reigns fan myself, but honestly, I don't mind if Roman Reigns becomes Universal Champion. Finally get it off of this part-timer and at least give it to someone who's there every week, like Roman Reigns. So, the person who I want to win this match, and I think is going to win this match because it's pretty much obvious at this point, we're going to have a new Universal Champion, Roman Reigns. And I can already hear the boos just by hearing that.
I agree with what you're saying, how Lesnar should get rid of it. And this also brings us up to another thing I read earlier for a post-WrestleMania stuff. Apparently, from rumors, which you know that are always true, but rumor has it that Lesnar will lose it and then will go off to the MMA.
And he will not be missed.
UCF, my bad, it's UCF. I mean, they do need somebody else for Conor McGregor now.
And Lesnar will not be missed by the WWE. None.
The only person I will really miss him is his manager, Paul Heyman.
Honestly, I fucking love Paul Heyman. It's just a shame that he has to manage someone like Brock. But, yeah.
Yeah. I don't really have a say. This is one of the least forward matches I'm looking towards. But if I have to pick one, I will say Roman. I mean,
everyone knows it's going to be Roman. Without it.
I feel like it's going to be, was it Survivor Series 16, Goldberg versus Lesnar, and that match was over like that?
Oh, that one. Yes, it was.
I feel like it's going to be that, because one of Roman's signature moves is the spear, Goldberg's. I feel like it's going to be a quick match.
It's basically going to be the rematch from WrestleMania 31, except we don't have a Seth Rollins cashing in Money in the Bank this year, so Brock does not have to hide behind his contract this time. He has to go fight Roman Reigns this time around.
My pick, Roman Reigns.
Mine and everyone else's.
Yeah.
Alright.
Match number 2 of the regular show.
Between the phenomenal one, AJ Styles, versus...
who is the current champion.
Yep. Versus...
the 2018 Men's Royal Rumble winner, Shinsuke Nakamura.
Have I mentioned to you how much I screamed like a fangirling bitch when Shinsuke won the Royal Rumble?
When are you not screaming like a little fangirly bitch?
Well, more than usual when Shinsuke won. But yes, Shinsuke has been a favorite of mine ever since NXT, and it's still going strong today, despite his career in the main roster not being quite impressive. But I'm glad that we finally had a winner that most people would care for. And this is also a rematch to the match back when these two had in Japan and Wrestle Kingdom 10. So this is basically AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura 2 at WrestleMania 34. And as for the match itself, now I do believe this is a match that can actually go either way. The stream match can go either way, but more than obviously Shinsuke Nakamura is going to ultimately win and become the new WWE champion.
I have no words to say except I agree. I definitely think it's gonna be Shinsuke. I mean, everyone was so happy when Roman got eliminated at the Royal Rumble.
Everyone was like so happy when I remember like the cheers. Like I'm not sure if it's cheers because Shinsuke won or that Roman lost. That's the sad part.
If you ask me, the real winner of the Men's Royal Rumble should have been Goldust.
Really? Really?
No.
Really? Good. Good. Because April...
It should have been the Hurricane.
Dude, April Fool's Day was over 4 days ago.
Shut up, I'm still in it.
But Shinsuke Nakamura, a notable winner for the Royal Rumble, and a really good choice, and of course, an amazing dream match. Everyone cannot wait to see.
Oh yeah, this is going to be one of the best. That's going to be one of the highly anticipated matches I'm looking forward to.
Most definitely.
Moving on. This is the triple threat match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship.
Between the awesome Miz.
Congratulations on your child, Miz, by the way.
Versus the Architect, the Kingslayer, Seth freaking Rollins versus the Demons, Finn Balor.
The leader of the Balor Club, actually.
Well, yeah, but also the Demon. He wasn't like that anymore, sadly. But yeah. So about this match, to be honest, for a few days I actually had no idea on which one of these are going to win between Seth Rollins and Finn Balor, because obviously I don't think the Miz is going to win, because you know he just had his baby and he probably wants a few months off to spend time with the baby, because I mean I'm sure that he's a good daddy. I'm pretty much sure.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. I'm like, Miz is gonna lose, go with his wife and child for a couple months, then come back and reclaim it, because you know that's the shit that's gonna happen.
That's the Miz, alright. So it pretty much is left with Seth versus Finn Balor, which is pretty much what most of the match is going to feel like. Now, I actually had no idea on who's going to win between these two, but after seeing their performance for the last couple of weeks, and a house show I seen a match between those two a few days ago, I think out of these two, Finn Balor is going to win the Intercontinental Championship. He's popular, everyone wants to see someone who hasn't been a champion before on the main roster at least, And I think that all in all, Finn Balor is the perfect choice. So my choice is Balor.
I'm actually going to have to disagree with you there. I agree with you the part that The Miz ain't going to win. He's going to take time off, like I said. I'm going to say it's going to be Seth Rollins. Because if you do remember, the curb stomp, one of his signature moves in the past, has been brought back.
Because it is downright dangerous. And it fucking is.
And if you remember what the commentator said earlier when he redid it, if that happens at WrestleMania, we have a new Intercontinental Champion. I feel like Rollins is going to curb stomp Balor when The Miz is unconscious somehow, or out of the ring, and Rollins is going to claim it. So my money's actually on Rollins. The first disagreement we have.
Alright, so I have Finn, you have Rollins, neither of us have The Miz. Because he's going to go straight to Maurice and Monroe.
Number 7. Or 4 in this case.
It was number 7 on Wikipedia, y'all. Just in case y'all got confused.
This is a fatal 4-way match for the WWE United States Championship.
Between the Legend Killer, the Viper, the Apex Predator, the current United States Champion, Randy Orton, versus
the glorious Bobby Roode,
versus the failed project known as Jinder Mahal.
I was going to say the modern day Maharaja, but that works too.
Jinder Mahal looks better for me.
versus Rusev Day.
Probably the most practically super shoved in, like practically so shoved in this match. I mean,
these 4 have the perfect chemistry for this match.
Now, me myself, I actually see pretty much a majority of the titles being changed hands at this WrestleMania. But
yet we pick. Okay, let me stop you right there, Charles. You feel like the majority. We have changed every champion so far. Let me just put that out there right now. Out of the 3, we've changed all 3.
Okay, good point. But I think that this is the one that's where the champion is going to stay champion. I'm not saying that I think Randy's going to be the most likely winner. I think that's going to be Bobby Roode, actually. But if I have to pick a match at this WrestleMania where the title will stay the same, I would have to say if one of them is to pick, it will be Randy. It will be this one. Because I think out of all of them, this would be probably the least dramatic title change. But if I do have to pick on who's going to win, it's probably going to be Bobby Roode. The big reason why I think Randy Orton even won the championship back in Fastlane was so he can finally become a Grand Slam champion, which he deserves for having such a long, successful career in the WWE. So I guess since now that he's finally Grand Slam, that's pretty much all he needed it for. So I think it's gonna go straight back to Bobby Roode.
So you're saying it's gonna change here?
I know I said it might stay the same. I'm just saying this one will be probably the most likely to stay the same, because I could still see Randy as champion, but I do think ultimately Bobby is still going to be the winner.
So you're picking Bobby for this whole match?
Basically.
Okay. I disagree with Charles there. I definitely think it's going to change. I'm not going with Bobby Roode because that seems too obvious. I think most people would think Ginger has a fair shot, but I'm actually going to go with the underdog and say Rusev. Rusev pushed hard to be in this match, but at the last minute pretty much,
yeah,
it shows that he wants this. And with English by his side, I mean, who gives a shit about English?
Who gives a shit about English? One Spanish or Polish.
God damn, that's so my joke. But I honestly think Rusev is going to win. It's going to be a unique experience, but I mean, Rusev will have my vote for this because underdog at the last minute. So, and did he make John Cena tap recently?
No. I knew he had a rivalry with John Cena a few years ago, but I wasn't really watching it at that time, so I have no idea where that went.
But I honestly think that Rusev is going to win it, based on how much time and determination he's put into this. Yeah, I have to say Rusev, believe it or not.
Now, Rusev has won the United States Championship before, twice even, so if he wins this one, this will be his third time, so I guess it's just gonna be the biggest title of his career. But if Rusev does win, it would definitely be unpredictable. It would definitely be a shocker. And honestly, I really don't mind, because honestly, I can actually take any of these guys as champion, except for Jinder. Now, Jinder does have a fair shot at becoming champion because he was recently WWE champion, which, as I said, failed miserably, but they probably want to try to push him some more, especially since when he was in the tournament for the new United States Championship after Dolph gave up the title a few months ago. Jinder Mahal got runner-up, so this is to say that he could still have a great shot at winning the title this time. And as I said, it's a good probably 20 or 30% chance it might be Jinder, but 20 or 30% is still 20 or 30%, so that's it.
Oh, I mean, everyone has a 25% chance of winning.
Basically. So. But that is a fair opinion, but I guess to agree to disagree, I'm going for Bobby still.
I'm going Rusev.
Alright, next match.
Number 8. This one, as much as I wanted to change, not happening. For the Raw Women's Championship,
it's gonna be Hissy Fit, Little Miss Bliss versus, well, actually I don't think she has a nickname, but Nia Jax.
The 4th member of Absolution, pretty much.
Has she ever been with Absolution?
Have you not seen Paige's April Fool's Day prank on Absolution?
No.
Oh my god, it's funny.
That's why I didn't get it.
But long story short is, Nia and the other person, and I don't know who the hell it was, because I'm bad with names now, helped Paige trick Rose and Deville, saying that Paige got detained at the airport and got sent back to England. And they were freaking out, and their match on Monday, or no, it would have been a house show on Sunday, I guess. Nope, it would have been, yeah, it was a house show on Sunday. Paige went out like maybe 5 seconds after Deville and Rose came out, and just screamed April Fools as the announcer said Paige, and they just looked at her like, we're gonna fucking kill you.
Hilarious.
But Nia Jax was in that group, so I made the joke about the 4th member of Absolution. But I wouldn't mind seeing Jax turn to Absolution and join them.
Alright. Now, as to the match itself. Now, the last match I talked about, I'm saying that one is the one that's likely to stay. But this one, I think it also has just as much of a chance, if not even bigger. Because I've seen this kind of story before, where as much as Alexa Bliss was talking shit about Nia, and it looks like Nia's emotions are going to make her win, for the most part, Alexa is going to probably stay champion, because as much of a bitch she is being, she's still a bigger star than Nia Jax. So, as much as I do love to see Nia win, because it will be different, and Alexa hasn't defended her championship in a while, I would have to sadly go with Alexa Bliss winning, although I don't want her to.
I agree. As much as I don't want to admit it, but I honestly think Alexa's going to win. Nia has a fair shot, but I don't see it fully happening. Don't get me wrong. I'd love to see a new champion in Raw Women's.
Definitely.
I mean, Nia would bring... I feel like Nia would bring a different spin on it. It's something we wouldn't see before.
Most definitely. And she hasn't won a championship when she was in NXT, and not when she is now, so it will be her first ever championship.
Yeah, but yeah, Alexa is definitely going to win this for sure.
I mean,
as much as I hate to admit it, yeah.
I mean, I guess I could still see Nia possibly just decide just to let her win, but yeah, I don't really see it. I really gonna see Alexa winning, and Nia's gonna be visibly upset that she didn't beat her.
You also gotta think about, is there a storyline you can run with Nia being women's champion?
Well, maybe if she was still a heel, like a monster heel, then yeah, but now she has turned face, a good girl, because of what Alexa said to her, unless they decide to change her back to heel after the match if she wins. But if that's not happening, I don't see it. Sadly, I don't.
Bliss,
definitely.
And then, I feel like number 9's your favorite event, Charles.
Oh boy, what makes you say that?
I mean, it's the Riot Squad versus Absolution, of course.
If that's the case, then that's definitely not my favorite.
We're kidding. Number 9 is SmackDown Women's Champion.
The daughter of the two-time Hall of Famer, Ric Flair, Charlotte Flair, the current SmackDown Women's Champion, versus the undefeated Empress of Tomorrow, and my Empress also, Asuka!
Disclaimer, Charles isn't the most talking for this match. I'm just going to say Charlotte's going to win and shut up.
I'm going to still speak my point here. Bitch. Well, this match is definitely highly predictable because they keep going on and on and on. Well, Asuka has been undefeated ever since she was in NXT and still undefeated on the main roster. And I think because of this whole thing going on, I do think Asuka is going to win the SmackDown Women's Champion. Biased or non-biased, I still think Asuka's going to win, but remember that they're trying to find someone. Like, if someone has to beat Asuka's undefeatable winning streak, it has to be somebody with as much or not even more star power than Asuka. And as of now, Charlotte Flair is practically one of the only women right now who could do that. So I'm not denying that Charlotte has a 0% chance of winning, but she kinda does because she has been practically the biggest star in the women's division right now. But ultimately, since they're building her up to be an undefeatable beast, I'm just gonna say this, I'm gonna pick the obvious, Asuka.
Okay, now let me say my part about it. When you said there's only a few women who can defeat Asuka with star power, I thought of another person, Ronda Rousey, obviously.
Somebody who's actually been staying with me for a few days have actually said that it's a good possibility that Asuka will win at this WrestleMania 34, and keep the title all the way till 35, where she's going to face Ronda Rousey, which is where her reign as undefeated will possibly end, which means we have to suffer another year of Asuka being undefeated, but I don't mind that. But that's a bold prediction, but that's in the future. Right now in the present.
That's next year's prediction video.
Yeah, but now in the present, as I said, I do think since Asuka's pretty popular, still getting built up as a big star, I think that they're gonna put the trust in her and make her women's champion, because she was women's champion forever in NXT. So now they're gonna make her champion forever again, right now on the main roster. So Sunday night is gonna be Charlotte's last day as women's champion, because that's going to my Empress, Asuka.
Let me finish what I was saying. And then you said something about Charlotte being the face of SmackDown right now. No. That's Miss Money in the Bank, Carmella, and her, 3 failed cash-in attempts?
Nobody gives a shit about Carmella and her briefcase!
Well, James Ellsworth does, doesn't he?
Who cares about James Ellsworth?
Good point. But I feel like everyone's getting sick and tired of Asuka's undefeated streak. Look at comments on Facebook for the Mixed Match Challenge. Oh, why didn't you just give them? Why didn't you just give that much charity $10,000 immediately? You knew they were going to win. Just give it to them. Why didn't you give it to them? It was all planned. We already knew this was going to happen.
Yeah, as much as I love Asuka, she should have never been part of the Mixed Match Challenge, because it was pretty much predicted right from the start, right from the beginning, that it was going to be her in The Miz. Because...
Didn't we get the... Throwback to when we did the other prediction video about Mixed Match Challenge. Didn't we get the final round right?
I think we
did.
Yeah, I think we did, yeah.
We said Miz...
And
The Miz and Asuka versus Roode and Flair.
Yeah, that's what we basically said, yeah.
The only thing we got wrong was the second chance poll.
Yeah, it was.
Which was fucking bullshit. Nowhere did I see Sasha and Finn. Nowhere.
I wasn't reading the votes. I just put in my vote in. Got it over with, so...
No. I read so many posts saying, who the fuck voted these people? We voted Goldust and Mandy. That was everyone's vote.
Well, I haven't read them. You did, so I'll take your word for it.
I didn't even see a single vote for Finn and Sasha. I didn't even see them post on Twitter they wanted a second chance.
Well...
Rant over. Anyways, back to the main roster events. But I do think Charlotte's going to retain because Asuka's undefeated gimmick is getting annoying for everyone.
Nah.
So I think everyone's going to predict she's going to win, but then they're going to drop a bombshell and she's going to lose at Route 34.
I myself am not getting tired of it because I have a heart-on. I have a love for Asuka, so...
And I have a heart-on for Absolution. I mean, pretty much everyone knows that.
So...
Anyways, I'm saying Charlotte for this. Charles says Asuka. One of us is going to be right, guaranteed, obviously.
Definitely, and yeah, definitely going for Asuka, and I think she's going to lose at 35, though, in the future.
So number 10 is a weird one, which we'll actually save for last. The Raw Tag Team will save for last.
Okay.
Because that's an interesting one.
Okay, then, I guess.
Number 11, which is the Triple Threat Tag Team for the SmackDown Tag Team. This is going to be one of the best tag team matches, hopefully, ever.
And it's a triple threat match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. First between the twins that have been down since day one-ish. The Usos, Jimmy and Jay, versus the New Day, the longest reigning tag team champions. Big E, Kofi Kingston, and Xavier Woods are the only two will be part of this match to make it fair.
I'm going to stop you right there. Or as classified on Wikipedia, and /or Xavier Woods.
Oh yeah, I did not read that. Okay, so it could be them cheating with an advantage. Okay.
Versus the Bludgeon Brothers.
Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, former Wyatt family members, and then became practically not on TV anymore, but then repackaged to the Bludgeon Brothers. Which is definitely...
They're scary. They scare the fuck out of me sometimes.
Which is definitely a gimmick I actually had to get time to really get used to. Because I had no idea what to think of them, but ever since their attack on the Usos and the New Day's tag team match back at Fastlane, I got a little bit more interested in them, and they've really been pushing these two guys hard. Now that I see it, I think these are going to be our new SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Bludgeon Brothers.
Well, before we get too ahead of ourselves, Charles, which you already just said that, which New Day participants do you think it's going to be? I'm going to put my money on Big E and Kingston.
I'm going to go...
I mean, you have to have Big E in this.
If there's only going to be two, I think it's Big E and Kofi, because back then, during their first... Well, no, I'm not saying not the first. Their longest title reign, when they become the longest reigning tag team champions, most of the title defenses was just Big E and Kofi, so I think they're going to do the same for them. And plus, they probably want Xavier Woods to still heal up some more because of what had happened between, what happened to him in Fastlane a few months ago, where he became seriously injured. So, for his safety, I have to go with Big E and Kofi.
There's another reason why I say it's going to be Big E and Kofi, was because I don't see Xavier mainly as a superstar right now. He's like more of a cheerleader in a sense. He's kind of focusing on up, up, down, down a lot.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
So I mean, although he does have a tournament coming up on Saturday at WrestleMania with Cesaro, yeah, Clash Royale tournament. I won't be able to do it because I'm not even close to fucking Louisiana. I'm not dissing Xavier Woods. He's a good guy. He seems like a very nice, genuine guy.
Oh, Paige knows that.
I do see him as of right now kind of that cheerleader type person. So that's why I do think it's going to be Big E and Kofi Kingston.
Alright, and yeah, I can see your point. Xavier, he's been wrestling more often than he used to, but back then, yeah, he was practically the guy who didn't wrestle as much as Big E and Kofi did, so I could see that.
Usos had a reign. New Day had countless reigns. Have the Bludgeon Brothers had a reign yet, Charles?
No, because they're still new.
I'm picking the Bludgeon Brothers as well. They've built a storyline up for them. That's just waiting to get a championship to add on to that.
Exactly. With all the build-up they've been having with them dominating the tag teams and the Usos and the New Day and them, and they actually have been popular with the fans, at least from what I've been seeing.
Oh yeah.
So
they scare the shit out of me, but yet I like them. I think they're gonna win this.
I do so too. So we both pick the Bludgeon Brothers.
Now the real question is who gets the actual victory in the sense who pins them. I'm kidding. We're not gonna be that nitpicky.
Yeah.
Next up, what I deem to be one of the best matches, but it's going to be one of the worst matches at the same time. Angle and Rousey versus Triple H and Stephanie McMahon.
I remember when people were speculating that Ronda Rousey...
It was going to be The Rock and Ronda Rousey.
Well, not that. That Ronda Rousey was going to be part of this WrestleMania, just not in the way they expected to be. So, yeah.
I knew this. I was watching when she came out and it was about to announce her WrestleMania opponent. And then Kurt Angle, Triple H had their huge fight thing. I had a feeling Ronda Rousey was going to say Stephanie McMahon. I had a feeling inside me that that was going to happen. It's going to be like turn of the moment, unexpected, but deep down I felt like it was going to happen. Because that's one of the things you overlook. Like, can authority people have be in a match? Well, I mean, you'll see soon they can be. But I did see this coming, believe it or not. I had a feeling.
I had this feeling that tonight's gonna be Ronda's night. That tonight's gonna
I'm gonna
be
say
Ronda's night.
Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey are gonna win this.
Same thing with me. I mean,
Stephanie McMahon hasn't been built as a fighting personality.
And Triple H has been losing every Mania since 32.
Whoa. Before you go and say that shit, he is actually the only wrestler that is in the top 5 for most losses and most wins at WrestleMania.
I can see that record.
It is true. I was watching something about it, and that is a true fact.
Alright. So, at the end...
And Stephanie McMahon, she has no idea how to fucking fight.
Yeah.
I mean, her putting Ronda Rousey through a table, that's totally not scripted.
And how much...
And that's totally unimpressive. A woman putting a woman through a table. Ronda Rousey putting fucking Triple H through a table, though. Unexpected.
And amazing.
And amazing. And she scares the shit out of me as well.
So, at the...
Yet she can't take a punch in MMA.
Oh,
please don't attack me in the comments. That was a joke.
Burn. Someone get the fire extinguisher for Ronda Rousey because now she's on fire after that burn. But I just scared like, oh,
I had to say that. That was the best. That was the best pay-per-view ever. 12 seconds.
Okay, now that the fire has been burned out.
Charles, what's your take on this?
pretty much, I honestly don't think I really have much to really even say about this match because it's pretty much obvious who's going to win. So, and the returning Olympic gold medalist, American hero, Kurt Angle, and Ronda Rousey.
He sucks. No, I'm not gonna make another joke about Carmella and the Money in the Bank coming up in every match. Anyways, this will number 13, and the last numerical thing, but not the last match we're talking about, which will be my personal favorite event at this WrestleMania. Daniel Bryan versus Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
You guys thought Ronda Rousey coming to WWE was a big deal, and it was, but no, that got squashed over ever since Daniel Bryan announced that he's coming out of retirement and is actually wrestling at this year's WrestleMania with
partner in crime, Shane McMahon.
But
is he healthy enough to get back in the ring after the brutal attack that got Owens and Zayn fired? I actually don't know. I missed this episode of SmackDown.
Oh. So Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. This would actually be the very first match. No, actually, this would be Sami Zayn's very first actual WrestleMania match. So good on him. And let's not forget the stipulation. If Owens and Zayn do win, they will be rehired to SmackDown. But if they lose, they remain fired from SmackDown. Keep that in mind. Now, Charles, if I may, can I share my story I shared with you recently? Okay.
Owens and Zayn did crash a SmackDown event. I forget if it was the actual SmackDown televised or at a house show, but they did come out and say, since we've been fired from SmackDown, we have grown as people and understand what we did was wrong and a whole bunch of other nonsense that no one gave two shits about. The fact that they said they have been fired from SmackDown, that doesn't necessarily mean they're from WWE in general.
So
people are saying Bryan and McMahon will win, Owens and Zayn will switch over to get hired by Raw, and will be part of the main competitors for the tag team matches in Raw.
And that is what I could see too. Since everyone loves the ever-living hell out of Daniel Bryan, that if he does lose against Kevin Owens and Zayn, people are going to be demanding refunds and riots and torches and pitchforks that it's actually now life depending on everyone in that stadium, including Mr. McMahon, that Daniel wins. You hear me, McMahon? If you do not want to fucking die, you better have Daniel Bryan win this match. That's right, Daniel Bryan. If no one gives a shit about Shane McMahon, make Daniel Bryan win if you want to live.
WWE fans, I know we're both probably gonna get brutal, but they're the most inconsistent and most idiotic fans in the world. To a degree. They can, one moment they're cheering that Roman wins, the next day, because he stepped on a bug. Fuck you, Roman! I feel like that's the story with Daniel Bryan and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn to an extent. They were all happy when they put it to McMahon. But when they got fired, everybody turned on them. It's just like, what the fuck?
Wrestling fans are unpredictable. I'll just say
Bryan got booed a couple times, but then the fact that he's returning, everyone's happy again.
Yeah.
If he loses, everyone's gonna be pissed at him.
Oh.
And then it's gonna be, it's weird, but I do feel like, as much as I do not want to say this, Bryan and McMahon are gonna win this.
It's definitely gonna be Bryan and McMahon. Because
my bad. I mean, it's Bryan pretty much.
Mainly because that's pretty much all there is to it. It's Daniel Bryan.
Shane O'Mac has no.
Shane McMahon just has like absolutely no effect into this at all. I mean, yeah, he's part of the match, but really they're gonna cheer for him because Daniel Bryan's on his side.
It's gonna be Daniel versus Kevin, in my opinion, only.
Mostly.
Then Shane and Sammy are going to be the other. Anyways, and if you noticed, we've missed one specific match for a reason. And this is an odd matchup as of this moment in time, being 9:44 p.m. Mountain Time on April the 5th, 2018. It is the tag team match for the Raw Tag Team Championship.
Between the bar, between the Swiss Superman and the Celtic Warrior, Cesaro and Sheamus, respectively, versus Braun Strowman and the
To Be Determined.
That's right, the debut of To Be Determined. You know that guy, like he was like the champion about in every other country, so Braun's got a good partner to be determined. Cesaro and Sheamus should be fucking scared right now.
Okay, but for real. It's getting close to the big show. We don't know who the fuck his partner is.
I pretty much expect Braun to pretty much keep his partner a mystery, because they want this to be a huge surprise.
We all thought Kurt Hawkins was going to be in it, but then he got pushed through a fucking wall.
Yeah. Because his win-lose streak is fucking atrocious. But, and everyone, okay, and some people speculated that instead of finding a partner, Braun is just gonna win the titles by himself, which I actually thought was gonna happen, shortly after the whole Battle Royal thing. But now he's pretty much forced to find one at this point, which won't be revealed to WrestleMania. And some people, I'm not sure how, I'm not sure why, but speculate that his partner is going to be the returning Rey Mysterio.
I did hear that as well.
Which I would fucking love, because I fucking love the hell out of Rey Mysterio. One of my...
But he's injured apparently, and they're unsure about his window to return.
So, some people say, who will be his partner?
Could it be Samoa Joe?
What?
Potentially, and here's why I think it has a chance to be Samoa Joe. This event is Sunday, April 8th, and Samoa Joe has had his ankle issue.
Yeah, I remember that.
But only in 22 days from now, it's the greatest Royal Rumble. And who is in the ladder match for the Intercontinental Champion there?
Wait.
Samoa Joe.
I'm sorry.
Could this be a hint that Samoa Joe is ready to go for WrestleMania?
Possibly. I mean, a foot injury is not too bad compared to most other injuries.
Like Paige's as of right now.
And Dean Ambrose. But, so, Samoa Joe could be a nice little return for this WrestleMania.
It would be nice. I miss him.
I know. Me too. But, now here's another thing. Now here's another one that could also be Braun's partner. Elias Sampson.
No, I hope not. I swear to God. No.
Elias, because...
They do have that kind of chemistry in a way already.
Elias, because he did say on an episode of Raw that he's going to perform at WrestleMania. What that means, we don't know. Will he be in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal and win? Will he sing a nice little of his nice sweet melodies to us? Or will he be Braun's partner, despite the rivalry they've been having for the past couple of weeks?
I kind of hope it's not that. I can't stand Elias.
Because you do not know what it's like to walk with Elias on a nice warm beach on a very long romantic walk. It's peaceful.
But here's the thing. Can the same person be in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle and have two matches at WrestleMania?
I mean, yeah, of course, because it's more of a minor match, really. That's not...
My mind is on Goldust, still.
Alright.
I'm kidding.
So,
as much as I want to see Goldust in a tag team, I mean, it would nice to see him back as a tag team, because he had a tag team with R-Truth.
yeah.
The Golden Truth.
Yeah, which did not went that well.
Can't be Matt Hardy because he's with Jeff Hardy, obviously.
Yes. So
I'm just looking at the Honor the Giant, and then the only other males that could be the only realistic male that could be right now, Goldust, because Dash Wilder and Scott Dawson are a revival. If you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure they make up a revival.
So without making anything official, this is just a wild guess,
Speculation.
A wild, guess out of the water. But I guess the top picks I could say who could be Braun's partner, because honestly that's more of a subject in the match itself. It'll probably be either the returning Rey Mysterio, despite the whole injury thing, Samoa Joe, or Elias. Or heck, he might say I don't need a fucking partner and win the whole thing by himself. Who knows?
But he's forced to have a partner, remember.
Oh yeah, he's forced to.
Watch me Brock Lesnar.
That would get so many damn views.
No. I'm gonna scrap my idea of Goldust.
So you think it's gonna be Goldust? Okay.
No.
Oh.
Take Dust away, add Berg at the end.
I'm not sure if it's gonna be Goldberg, especially since this last one was definitely not received well with fans, and even he did not like it. So I don't see that.
I'm just saying, he did say he will make a return at a WrestleMania. There's a vacant spot open.
Oh shit. If Braun and Goldberg become tag team champions, that's a fucking dominant team right there.
I'm just saying, but who knows?
Nobody.
But that is all we have for now. And a quick message before we end this video. On Sunday morning, time is to be determined as of right now, I will be streaming on Twitch all the main matches, being Brock Lesnar versus Roman, Styles versus Nakamura, Miz, Rollins, Balor, Orton, Rude, Mahal, Rusev, Bliss, Jax, Flair, Asuka. I'll pick a random person to be Braun's tag team partner for that match. Usos, New Day, Bludgeon Brothers, I think, that are in the game. Check that out. Can't do Angle, Rousey versus H and McMahon. And then Bryan, McMahon, and Owen Zayn. I will be streaming as many as I can of those matches on Twitch in the morning. And then for my WrestleMania experience, I have bought a ticket to watch it at a movie theater, because better than my crappy 15-inch TV that I used to stream with.
Nice.
Yep, big screen, $20 ticket, plus probably about $25 for food I'm going to be spending.
Nice.
That's how I'm spending my Sunday night.
Well, you're watching WrestleMania in a movie theater.
For $20.
Yeah.
To say the least. I mean,
it's
a good deal.
I would probably be at work and can't watch it till Monday morning. Oh well.
Oh, so you mean I can tell you all about it?
Nah.
Yeah, no, that's mean. But thank you for watching. I mean, screw it. We'll just do the Honor the Giant and Women's Battle Royal. I'll just pick somebody right now.
Okay.
My money's on Rose or Deville.
Okay, I don't want to even... Okay.
They need a storyline. Absolutely needs another storyline since Paige has been injured. There's no storyline right there.
Okay, I mean, I don't even want to talk about it. I just want to get this out of the way. So, let's see. For the men's, I see Elias, if he is going to be in there. But for the guys that are in there right now, I see...
I hate to say it, but Dillinger. Dillinger and Rose or Deville for that one. That's my guess.
I say for the men's, Dolph Ziggler. For the women's, I say... Sonya. I'll go with Sonya.
You're gonna go with Sonya Deville. You're gonna go with my gut this time.
Yeah, I am.
I mean, Banks, no. Bayley and Banks should go at each other. Lana can't win shit. I mean, she did win that one event. She did win Mixed Match Challenge for her and Rusev. But that is all. Thank you for watching this video, and we'll link when my video, the top 15 theme songs are up on my channel. We'll link my channel in the description and my Twitch in the description.
Oh yeah. And I'll also, yeah, put your Twitch in the description. So as of now, I am Charles, aka Brony459.
And I'm Ryan, aka Ryan.
And hope all of y'all enjoy your WrestleMania.
Thank you.
And
good
bye.
night.